Alright folks, this is Anesos, and I'm doing a little blood and bones testing right now. I'm in my test world, all complete with cheats and everything. Hey, there we go. And I was checking out different light sources. Right now what I have in my hand is a lantern with glowstone. And if we put this down, we can see from the F7, the yellow things, that it's pretty bright. But we can also see that these zombies don't like it very much, and they keep breaking it because they are programmed to seek out and destroy light sources. Here's a torch made with stone rod instead of a regular one, but that's fine. And they'll break that guy as well. Here's one with a regular torch. They'll break that as well. Now over here I started putting them higher. Okay, there went the torches. So there was one here, they've broken that. There was one here, they've broken that. They don't appear to be able to break something that's 3 tall or 4 tall. There's even a giant zombie wandering around here somewhere, and I saw him walk up to this once, but he didn't break it. So I don't know if he got stuck on the stone, or if he just can't figure out how to break it, or what's going on there. The other thing is, here's a jack-o'-lantern, which is of course pumpkin plus torch. From vanilla Minecraft, and this puts out a good amount of light. It's pretty much the same amount as the torch. Oh, I've got dynamic lights on, so actually let me just turn those off here. So it puts out a good amount of light. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's going up, so probably 6, I guess, probably, which is about the same as a torch. Maybe one less, I'm not sure. What you're really supposed to use is, I think, this lantern with a torch. So from Glenn's gases, you create a lantern, which is a piece of iron and a piece of glass. You get 4 little lanterns out of that. And then you put torches in it, and you get a lantern with a torch. And that is what I think you're supposed to kind of be using early game. But here's the problem. Let me turn on dynamic lights again. Alright, so I have a lantern with a torch. Oh, and here's a red, Project Red inverted white lantern, and these don't work with dynamic lights. They do work in the world, and they're nice and bright. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, at least 7, maybe even a little more. So those guys work well. I don't know if they'll break that or not. Does this go... Oops, still got the dynamic lights on again. And they broke it. Anyway, yeah, so these are nice and bright. Unfortunately, the recipe for them takes Illumar, and that takes 2 redstone plus some dye. So glowstone plus some dye. So this is definitely, you know, post. Whoops, I want to keep night here because I want to keep playing with the zombies. This is definitely post Nether, but they don't appear to be breaking it. So this might be a light source that they don't know how to break, so that might be good. And here's the old jack-o'-lantern still going strong too. Alright, so here's the problem with this lantern with a torch. I have it in my hand, I have dynamic lights on, everything looks pretty good, right? It's you know, it's going out, what, 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's pretty good. I could deal with that, that's nice. But once you put it on the ground, and I get something that's not dynamic lighting, it goes 1 in each direction. And I believe that will burn out at some point. So if I put this up here so that the zombies don't destroy it, it does basically nothing, because it's up. It only goes 1 spot and it's 2 up, so it does it basically does nothing. It doesn't help. So yeah, this little lantern with a torch is not going to be very good. If we can get some pumpkins, I think these are good. They work as dynamic lights, and they're quite bright, and they don't appear to get destroyed by the zombies. So overall, pretty good. So that was just messing with lighting a little bit. Let's get some daytime. Dawn. And we can... they're at 13. They should be alright. So all the zombies are going to burn up here. Yeah, a couple other things I guess while I was just messing around in Test World I can show. Some things I'd like to do or like to play with in the real world. Here is a Ender-Thermic pump. So in this mod pack you don't have unlimited water like normal. So if I break that, that block of water is gone. And these two flow into it and it does not make a new block of water. Alright, so water is limited in this mod pack. Wow, what are you guys doing? Just sprinting, huh? Anyway. Yeah, if you need a bunch of water for something, like you want to run steam engines or something, you're going to have to gather the water. And the aqueous accumulator is how you would normally do this from thermal expansion. Oh, there is a way to do it now. I say that recipe was disabled. It looks like you can do it now, and I think it requires... Oh, it's not quite endgame. Okay. So this may be changing, but yeah, it is possible to get that guy. It's a little different recipe than normal. At any rate, I had set up a Ender-Thermic pump. This used to be all water here, and a little bit of fluid pipes with portable tanks, resonant portable tanks. I guess I could have used drums, but I just put a bunch of tanks on it to see what would happen. And this did pump all the water out, and as you can see here, it's replaced it with stone. I guess if I just sample one of these guys, throw a couple more on top. These resonant ones do 64 buckets at a time. And I've got a creative energy cell here, so it's got all the power in the world. What we should see in a moment is somewhere here, probably underwater. Oh, I can't see anything under here. It's probably doing underwater, but basically it's replacing the water blocks with stone blocks, and that's to keep from creating lag, because flowing water or flowing liquids like this take more computations and is harder on a server. So this Ender-Thermic pump guy is set up to replace the blocks it's pumping directly with... oh, those are full already. Huh. I don't know what happened there. They just became full like almost immediately. Anyway, this guy is set up to replace the fluid blocks directly with stone so that it doesn't cause lag. The last thing, somebody said, hey, play with Particle Glove, it's cool, and it is. This has a bunch of different stuff I'll try to get into in the real series. If I hit K, you can see down next to my hotbar there, it's rotating through. So there's a fire mode, a redstone mode, and a water mode. If I right click with fire mode, I can burn things. If I switch it to redstone mode, I can shoot these redstone particles out, which do huge knockback, and they do a good amount of damage. I mean, how cool would this be as a weapon in the real mod pack, right? What's more, if you hit F5 here, well, I don't hit F5, but if you hit L, which is, by the way, double bound with dynamic lights by default, is it not L? Or am I in the wrong mode? There it goes. You can use up some of your power. See the little red bar going down? You can use up some of your power to create a shield around you. And as you move around, this little shield will come after you, or follow you. Now, of course, we need more zombies to play with. Nope. And as soon as I spawned it, my little shield hit him, and bam, just knocked him way back there. Alright, here's one that's still alive. Let's go over and talk to it. So if you run, the shield kind of goes behind you, but then if you get near him... Come on. There it goes. My little shield got him. So this is all very cool, and the way you get the redstone power is you absorb particles from somewhere else. This is the particle glove and the particle mod, I think it is. So if you right click on a redstone torch, that makes me charge back up and suck all the redstone particles out of the torch. For water mode, I found out you can't get it just, whoops, Right-clicking there actually uses it. For water mode, you can't get it from regular water, you can get it from flowing water. So if you right-click on flowing water, then you suck up the flowing water's particles. And of course, if you right-click on a regular torch, I don't think it would work with that, you can get the um, fire out of the torch. So the water, fire and redstone mode we've done. Water mode actually kind of puts a spurt, a jet of water behind you. So if you kind of envision yourself on a jet of water, if you face forward, it kind of pushes you that way, and if you face backward, it kind of pushes you back the other way. So it's kind of a limited form of flight. I mean, you can fly around with this, but it's, you know, it's not super powerful. So that's pretty cool. And you can, you know, jump off of somewhere and sort of use it to slow your descent, but you're going to have to use a fair amount of power up to get down there. So that's all great. The problem is hunger is an issue, and if I go to survival, and yeah, so I'm down 1.5 haunches. Let me just recharge my water up here real quickly and see what happens. Oh, I guess I'm saturated right now, or satiated, or whatever it is. So I've been eating the supreme pizzas in here when I'm in survival mode, which are the most powerful ones, or the best ones. But yeah, you use up a ton of hunger when you charge it. It seems to be more about, oops, I gotta get out to fire mode. It seems to be more about when you're charging up. Why is, oh, that's not a regular torch, so it's not working. Let's get a regular torch. Yeah, here. Oh, so the other thing is, if you shoot, let's say the fire particles, and they don't hit anything, they will eventually turn around and come back. Although if they hit the water, I think they die. Alright, if you shoot and they don't hit anything, they will eventually turn around, come back, and your little fire bar will come back up. So that's pretty cool. But of course, fire doesn't work against water, so water just makes them destroy, or get rid of them. Alright, so torch. Let's see if we can get some more fire here and see the hunger effect. Man. Oh, there we go. Alright, look at that. Now it's just destroying my hunger, trying to charge up my have my last supreme pizza here. Just destroying my hunger trying to charge that up. So very cool glove, lots of potential uses, but also going to need a fair amount of food to be able to use that thing, or we're just going to get completely hungry. I'm kind of bummed that this didn't work. Let me get a couple of drums out. Drum. Oh yes, a million types. We want this one. And I don't need all those torches anymore. Let's throw these on here. So each of these is going to hold 256 buckets worth of liquid. And yes, it's pumping. And yes, they're filling. So these are going to hold a ton of liquid, and we should, yeah, here we go. Now we can see it. The Ender-Thermic pump over there is just sucking the water up, putting it in the drums, and replacing it with stone, which, you know, is kind of weird for a pump to do, but it's just done so that on servers in particular, it doesn't cause lag and induce a lot of frame rate problems and lots of extra calculations that don't need to be happening. So this is how you get lots of water in this pack. You use your Ender-Thermic pump and pump it into, actually probably a drum is probably the best thing, because the recipe for these is very simple. Yeah, even in this mod pack it's pretty good. Cauldron, oh it does, oh yeah, okay, it takes steel in this mod pack. So this normally takes iron, but they've updated it to steel, which makes sense because drums hold a ton of liquid, and so making it steel is going to push it to a little bit later game. So you're going to have to use probably portable tanks, the little ones, at the beginning. Or just bring a bunch of buckets and fill them up, I guess, but yeah, that doesn't sound like much fun. Okay, I think that's it for the moment. I had Well, you know what? One more thing. Let's do this as another test thing. I meant to try this out, and I haven't tried it yet. So, there were some posts recently about how to make the Ender portal because it doesn't spawn naturally in strongholds. So let's go end. Oh well, there it was. End. You need to craft end portal frames, and the recipe for those is going to take. Oh. So, yeah, nether stars. So you're going to have to farm nether stars, which means killing the wither. You're going to have to get some end stone without having gone to the end, which might be interesting, although there are some places maybe we can find it before the end, obviously. Tartarite is the highest tier of metallurgy ingots, and those are a blend of Atlaros and adamantine. By the way, metallurgy guys, could you make your metals any harder to pronounce? I'm just saying. And then Manulin is the top tier of Tinker's Construct, which takes cobalt and ardite out of the nether. So you got to go to the nether to get this and hunt quite a while. You've got to, I'm not even sure how to get tartarite yet. I haven't done that. Tartarite, yes. Then you need Enderium, which is the top tier of thermal expansion. Then you need nether stars. And then finally you can craft some portal frames. But we're in creative mode, so let's just grab that. And grab some Eyes of Ender because we're going to have to fill it in. And let's get some daytime and turn off the rain. Alright, so the trick to make your portal is to make it from the inside. So it's 3 on every side. And the problem is it's not obvious that you have to do it that way, and people are having some issues figuring that out. So if you put it this way, you can obviously see the texture is, oh, and I have a texture pack on. I probably should do this without the texture pack because you guys may not be using that. Where is it? Resource packs, default. Let me go to default here. Take just a second. Okay, so it should look pretty similar because Faithful is very close. But if you look at it, you can see these funny little guys here on the top and bottom. You can see that those are obviously pointing this way if I do it from the inside or outside, and pointing sideways if I do it from the side. So this is obviously wrong. The problem is doing this from the outside is not obviously wrong. There's no difference that I know of in these textures. I guess here's one, right? Here's a dark dot towards the middle versus a light dot. That's backwards. But when you look at these, there's nothing obvious that says, hey, that one's backwards. But if you fill these guys up with your Eyes of Ender now, all the eyes, this I think won't work. Yeah, no worky. Because this guy's backwards. They are sided, and it's not obvious that they're sided. So if you get to the point of going to the end, here's how you do it. And now this should work, and there's our end portal. The other thing to note is these behave like bedrock. Oh, cool. I can break them and still have portal. Neat. Never done that. Yeah, these behave like bedrock. Once you've placed them, they cannot be broken unless you're in creative mode like I am now. So if you screw up and put them the wrong way, you're going to have to either make another one or get some way to get into creative mode so that you're able to break the one or ones that are wrong and fix them. And why did I just build it again? I have no idea, but there you go. Bam. So that's how you do the end portal. There's a little bit about lighting and what's working and whatnot, and what's not. And this is Blood and Bones version 103, so things may change over time, of course. And here's a little bit about the Ender-Thermic pump. That takes a bit to craft as well, and of course these guys now take steel instead of iron. So those are going to be a little bit later game than being able to just make right away. last thing on these guys, if you have a stick and you right click them with a stick, so this guy's is full, 256. If you pick this guy up now, with, just right click it with a stick, we'll pick it up, and you can see it has kept its inventory. So it is portable, and you can, well, I guess I'm in creative mode, so that's not maybe completely convincing. Let's do it here in, come on, survival mode. Alright, so 256 buckets, pick it up, still got 256 buckets, and if we place it back down, there it is, still good. So, those are portable, huge portable tanks, but they now are going to take some steel, so we'll have to get a way to make steel before we can do those. Pumpkin's good, putting lanterns 3 or higher is good, but whoa, what are you? Oh, and I'm in the survival, aren't I? Well, I got my particle glove. A manicore. Ooh, nifty. You don't like my little shield, do you? Can you burn? Yeah, you can burn. He dropped sandstone and flint and something interesting. A little bit about torches and how to make the end portal. So, just some random testing off in a little creative world, trying out some things and trying to learn a little more about how to get along in the old Blood and Bones pack. So that's it for here. I think I will go and actually play some in the real world now, and hopefully you guys will see a new video for that soon. Alright guys, two more quick little things I was thinking about trying and showing. First, here's a terrain smasher, and basically these guys will break anything you put in front of them and stick it in the chest behind them, up to and including obsidian. Grab a piece of obsidian here. So he will grab that. That's actually one way to get obsidian without a diamond pick, by the way. One option. Of course, it only breaks one block in front of it, so you have to be a little creative there. But what I wanted to show is it has no effect on the end portal, either when it's created or when it's just sitting here. So once again, no way to get rid of these. Let's just go to bedrock. Oh, I can't spawn in bedrock for some reason. Alright, well anyway, point is there's no way to spawn that in. Oh, let's get morning, please. And the other thing I wanted to do is the whole point, well, part of the whole point of that messing with different light sources is red gas seems really, really bad. And if red gas touches a torch, it will explode. Now that's a Tinker's Construct torch, not a standard torch. So that's something I want to test. So if I just put this red gas right here, and that is apparently really highly explosive. Oh, and this is off one. Well, that's fine. We'll fix that. All right. So here is a lantern with a torch in it, which, as we saw, puts out very little light. But this should come over and should be just fine. Should be no problem. Here's a lantern with glowstone, and that should be fine. That actually is full brightness and will last forever, so that's a good one. And there's our jack-o'-lantern, which I think is okay. No! Jack-o'-lanterns explode red gas. See, this is why we do testing. And that was one little block of red gas, and we saw what that did. So if, for instance, you were to come into a cave that had kind of a fair amount of red gas, and you were using, let's say, jack-o'-lanterns, things like this might happen. And if you're inside that, sorry. Yeah, in the forum thread, what I'm seeing is thoughts of either removing Glenn's gas or lowering this down, because basically, you know, if you come into a cavern, break through a wall, and this goes off, or even worse is if a lava monster, hey, can I spawn a lava monster? Let me try that. Apparently there are, yeah, spawn lava monster, look at that. There are these, oh, I wanted to try the redstone torch. I know a regular torch will do it. These lava monsters will show up and you won't even be around because they'll spawn somewhere else. And apparently, theoretically, possibly, well, they're on fire, obviously. And then they have the little particle effects. Let's get you down in there. Oh yeah, there we go. So you may not even be in the cavern, and the lava monster spawns somewhere, you know, a ways away, and that happens, you know, and you explode without ever even seeing the red gas or the lava monster. Alright, redstone torch, yes or no? Yes! Alright, I feel like I'm doing what will it blend? Will it blend? Will it explode? Alright, how about, I'm pretty sure this is not going to explode. Inverted white lantern. I would be really surprised if that did. Okay, good. What else? Is there anything else to try? Regular torch obviously will. Jack-o'-lanterns, I'm surprised. I did not think that was going to explode. Oh, here we go. I'll just shoot it with my particle glove. Flame particles! No. Really? Oh, I was kind of hoping that would work. Alright, well, since everybody loves explosions, including myself, let's just do this for real and have a little blast on the way out here. How about that? Let's get a big old cave full of red gas. And I think this is what basically happened down in the lowest depths. Oh, wow, I can't see. Lowest depths of my map is, it was big cave pockets full of red gas. Is that enough? Nah, not enough. A little more. And a lava monster or something spawned. Yeah, lava monster, cool. Let's use him again. Like a lava monster spawned and then ended up down in, come on, in said gas. And then, yeah, big boom. That's not quite as big as I was expecting. Maybe it was already toned down in 103. I don't think it was. Alright. But yeah, in my Let's Play, definitely the lower level. Oh, they leave fire as they walk. Well, that would do it, yeah. In my Let's Play, once I got down to the lowest levels, there was just nothing left. I mean, huge explosions had already happened before I'd ever even been there, so. Alright, now that is really the end, and that's why I was looking at these different light sources. I was hoping pumpkins were like really a good deal, but looks like you still got to be really careful with explosions. And let's try some green gas here. Ooh, electric, corrosive, where's green? Here it is. I would expect that if they cause explosions that they also burn. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, so pumpkins are pretty good. They won't die, or they won't get broken by zombies. And they're full light, and they last, whereas I think eventually these go out or something. And I guess the last thing is, there are gas lanterns. So if you make a lantern and you fill it with different types of gases, these will be brighter or dimmer and last longer or not as long. And I don't know much about how to do that all, but that's another way to go. So that is definitely it for now. I hope you enjoyed the little test world walkthrough, testing. No walkthrough. I'm trying to figure this stuff out just like you guys are. So just checking a few things out. Thought I'd share it with you and hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.